The main goals of the project are three, are very general goals, but we consider that fit the basic needs of the patients and the families. The first one is to educate, because when you have the diagnosis, you used to go to Google or to other kind of tools in the internet, and it's not easy to find the information, and sometimes the information that you find, it's not right. For this reason, it's crucial to educate and share good information to the families. This is the first goal. The second one is to share, because as I mentioned, families need to face the isolation of the disease, and it's very important to have an environment in the digital world to connect with other peers. And the third objective is to increase the research, because basically 10% of the rare conditions have a basic information about the disease. It means that we need to invest a lot to create this repositorium of knowledge of the disease, and to encourage the families to share all the expertise that they have, because they are facing the disease 24 hours, 7 days in a week.
The big difference is that it's patient-led. We learn about the needs of the patients and the features that they want, because they're part of the process from the beginning to co-create and develop. And this approach, which is called human-centered design, is from the very beginning of developing the platform, and that's one of the big differences in how we do it.
I think that the primary difference of Share4Rare compared to other social networks is that Share4Rare is designed for patients and it's patient-centric, and also that people that join the community of the Share4Rare are given the chance to donate their data in that way to improve the lives of other patients.
Share4Rare project can contribute to generate the knowledge, in particular for the clinical research setting and to study new drugs, because we are gathering the knowledge with the use of these new platforms. Particularly for rare diseases and ultra-rare diseases, it's very difficult to know the natural history of these diseases, which is the main starting point for looking for new drugs that can have a potential use or benefit for these diseases. And in fact, and beyond that, generating this data can also contribute to have phenotype information about these different diseases that can be used to repurpose other drugs that has been used in the past for other conditions.
In clinical research, you can use data mining to uncover relationships which are not evident to the plain eye. You can detect, for instance, that one drug is behaving better than some other drug, or you can check that your population that you believe that it's a uniform disease, it's actually two diseases, and you see these two groups of behavior in your population. And you can uncover this structure by analyzing this data. So you can learn a lot about diseases using big data approaches.
Coming from the DMD community, that's a pretty structured and very active community, we thought that's very critical to bring our experience in this project in order to make best practices and clone this model for the other rare diseases that are not lucky enough to have strong communities behind them. And this platform is a unique opportunity for them to get together, learn from each other, and create research, but create also opportunities to contact and transfer knowledge.
Well, pediatric cancer is a group of many diseases. Each and every one of them, it's by definition a rare disease. Some of them are actually ultra rare, and the knowledge that we have for those, it is very restricted to certain areas of the world, which might not be the case for other children and that come from distant parts of the world. So we all are in need of information that comes from these very ultra rare instances that occur globally. And this is the major goal. Also, at the same time, some of these children affected by these ultra rare diseases might benefit from very recent clinical developments and actual treatments that may be very effective.
So we as Melanoma Patient Network in Europe are involved in different work packages of this large project. But our personal concern is to ensure that the project delivers something that is of true value to our patients. And we are particularly excited about the potential that such a platform offers when it comes to learning and research, then especially if a condition is rare or ultra rare, like melanoma in children, so paediatric melanoma, there's often very little known. And being able to learn will help everyone to come to better decisions, to better treatments, and ultimately to better care for these children.
Absolutely. I think if a clinician is invited to join the platform by one of their patients, they're in a very privileged position because they have the opportunity to understand about that individual patient, what their life is like living with that disease, and understanding the impact the disease can have on their child or on their daily life. There could also be the opportunity for them to get information that's of their research interests about that particular disease or group of patients that they can't really access anywhere else. So I think that patients can get a lot from clinicians through the platform, but clinicians also can get a lot more understanding of the patients that they're treating, which is really important.
Interesting challenge, because to have some data about Share4Rare diseases is difficult because are little patients. So to co-create these and to connect all the stakeholders around the world in order to increase the data and to increase the knowledge, it's very important for these diseases and for the patients.